Hey you guys, I decided to do a review of my personal capital account. I've been using personal capital for about a year. Now, as many of you know, Mint also makes some software which I think is better for overall for budgeting and keeping track of expenses. Personal capital is really more geared towards investment accounts, and that's kind of what I use mine for. Some of the nice things you can do an overview, look at your dashboard. You can come on, look at your net worth, and your net worth will show you all your accounts individually, as well as your mortgage, how much your home is worth. Now, I do not have my credit cards linked to this, and the reason I don't do that is because I pay them off each month. One of the nice things we can do for the investing, we can look at our holdings individually. It has what they call the U index, which kind of tracks what your particular portfolio does compared to the S&P 500. You'll see that in the last couple of days I've been trialing a little bit behind. My 90-day is 1.64 and S&P is 3.06, so a little bit behind there. Now, that does take in the fact that I have some more bonds in there, so that makes me sleep better at night, but that's fine. We can take a look at our balances here, and each one will break down the account. If we just click on this one, it shows this individual account, or we can go all of the accounts together. Now, if we look at our allocation, this is kind of neat. It gives you a quick look at your U.S. stocks, and it breaks them down. International stocks, it breaks into large stocks and small. If you've got some international bonds, if you've got different kinds of U.S. bonds, and then it also keeps track of your cash. So it's kind of nice that it keeps all those things in line for you. You can also break it down into your U.S. sectors and what you have. Have a account that is more or less a 2035 target date fund, and so I don't have the exacts of what's in it, so it's got some of this declared as unknown because it's just not specific to those accounts, so those may be a little out of where they want to be. But as I said, it shows your holdings, it shows if you've got individual stocks, your cash, your different funds. Now, the ones that are capitalized are ones that they recognize, and some of the other ones I've had to enter manually. That's why they're grayed out a little bit. IAP fund, that's the one I was talking about, the target date fund. That was one that's administered through the state of Oregon, so I don't have control of what's invested in that one. Back to our dashboard, you can see the budgeting. It says 0 because I do not keep that one up to date. It does show returns. Income this month is again not in there. It does show my emergency funds. Shows your little savings planner. Recommends that I have 19,800, so I'm pretty close on there based on my monthly budget. But as I said, because I don't have all that in there, this is probably a little bit off. It does have a retirement planner that looks at what would happen if market conditions, how long would I live, and how long would my money last. So it's showing that I'd be out by age 78 if I retired today, I believe. I'm not retired, so I'm not too worried about that. Retirement. It also has a retirement fee analyzer, which is kind of neat. It looks at the fees that you spend for your retirement funds and gives you a little inkling into how much the fees affect you. You can see that by age 62, I've lost about 12% of my possible earnings to high fees. Remember, I always try to keep fees as low as I can when I control them, but when you have work accounts, sometimes your workplace plans have higher fees, and there's nothing you can do about that except try to use funds that cost a little bit less. I'm a little bit over the benchmark they give of 0.5, which is what I like to keep mine under. I actually like to keep mine under 0.2, But as I said, with fees from work, that is impossible. As I said, they have advisory funds, and that's what they like to do. This is tailored to people with accounts over $100,000. Their annual fee for assets under management there is 0.89, which is steep, but you do have access to an advisor. If you are over $1 million, they start going down. They start at 0.79%, go down to about 0.49%. If you want any information on that, I do have a personal link in the bottom. You do not have to use my link, but if you do, I get a little commission. It helps the channel. If you're interested in that, control my own finances, so I don't particularly do it. They also have a blog, which has some pretty interesting things to read about. I do check into that from time to time. Every day or every couple of days, they update with a new blog post. That's kind of interesting. They've got some insights into different things as far as researching home buying, saving for your child's education, some other things like that. Anyway, I think it's a pretty good program overall for keeping track of your investments. I'm not especially fond of the way it tracks budgeting, but as I said, I do use Mint for that. Anyway, if you guys use Personal Capital and there's anything that you can tell me that you like about it that I haven't talked about, put a message in the comments. As I said, if you want, there's a link that you can you follow to get some advisor help if you're interested in that. If not, we'll see you again on the next show in about a week. All right, take care.